Having undertaken a thorough analysis of the position of the North and the dangers of hoodwinking the communities onto a flight without actually knowing the destination, the summit hereby frowns at the mistake about to be committed by the present crop of northern political leaders in accepting a proposal that could mortgage the region's collective interest and its future. The summit states that the seeming endorsement by some northern leaders of a brand of restructuring that clearly places the region at a disadvantage is unacceptable and must be discontinued.
The leadership in the North has shifted to a new generation like us that are less patient, that are in a hurry to see progress all over. We want to see peace and security, but we are also not afraid to discuss any issue, and therefore
including issues of state creation, including issues of fiscal federalism, and all these issues mentioned, including by President Tinubu while he was in the opposition. So but you're not afraid of all these issues?
No. If you talk about restructuring, depending on who you're talking with, you talk to people of someone from South, he wants own and manage his own resource. If you talk to the Southwest, they want to federalism, they want to own all the VAT that they collect. If you talk to the Southeast, they want another state created, even though actually they neither have the space or the population to have that. But if you talk to us, now, what we want to do is to use what we have to get what we are looking for.
And what do you have that you're using?
We have over 70% of the land mass of Nigeria. We have over 60% of the population. So we are going to use our land mass and our population and our natural resources, especially soil minerals, to get to sit and talk about restructuring. The North should no longer be viewed as running away from restructuring. We are ready and able and willing to commence discussions on these issues.
You're a lawyer, former chairman of the body of benchers. There are calls for a new constitution. Would you not be willing to sit with other parts of the country to firm up a new constitution that works for everyone if there's a sovereign national conference?
See, my people, very important. This video you're about to listen to now, it's very important you watch the video to the end, because these Northerners, Fulani people, they have come again with their wiseness, thinking that they are wise. Meanwhile, the wiseness is all about setting this country or taking this country backwards. That's how I see it. Because if you look at what this one is saying now, we understand what I'm trying to say. Because it's not going to work for them. Yes, it's not going to work for them this time around. It's getting too much. But I'll just allow you to watch this video. Take your time, watch this video. And please, if today is your first time coming across this page, this is my YouTube channel, please do me a favor. Like, share, comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please, very important, so that you get to see videos like this next time. Let's go and watch the video.
From South Korea, or rather from Korea, breaking to South and North Korea, to the Western and Eastern Germany, to common here, Cameroon, that you have the English and the French part that are trying to go away. You know what is going on. So for anybody to be calling for war, or you think you can just separate, it's not easy. I believe in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria will continue to exist. Whether we like it or not, there is a problem. We need to discuss the problem. We are disagreeing with ourselves, and we have every reason to disagree. The North before now is saying we don't believe in separation. But as I'm standing, I'm telling you that if there's going to be separation tomorrow, the North is ready for it. We are also ready. Let's go our either ways. And I'm telling you this with all sincerity. Northern Nigeria before now do not want to hear anything separation. But as of today, as I speak to you, the North is equally ready to live. That is number one. Number two, talking about presidency. What I'm going to say might be controversial. You might disagree with it, but it's the absolute reality, and I speak in the mind of Northerners. And I have no apology to anybody in this hall on what I'm going to say, though I respect the leaders, elders, and fathers that are here. I duly respect them. But I have no apology to anybody on what I'm going to say. Let's please be serious. We are here for serious business. Let us not make it a discussion floor if we truly want to do this. Now, talking about rotational presidency, what I thought we should be looking at is credibility, competency, patriotism, nationalistic thinking, the love for one another, and things like that. That is what I thought should constitute who becomes Nigeria's president. Not regional, tribal, ethnical, or any other thing. Please disagree with me, but I will speak. This is why we are here. This is why we are here. Good. Let us discuss the controversy and let us find a solution to it. Please allow me. This is why we are here. If you disagree with me, come up and give your position. This is my position. This is the position of Northern Nigeria. So if you disagree, make your position known. Now, let us look at competency, credibility, patriotism, the love for the country to move Nigeria forward. Yes, we should create, there should be a room for discussion. Call it national conference, call it restructuring, call it whatever. I agree that we should come to a round table and discuss Nigeria and discuss the way forward for Nigeria. I agree that we are disagreeing. I agree that there's a problem. I agree that there is, if you like, call it lopsided appointment. I am not in government, so I don't speak for the government. I speak for not a particular tribe or region be seen as a threat to a country. If one region or tribe or religion is a threat to this country, then all of us are threatening Nigeria, and we are all threat to Nigeria. Then let us come and discuss the problem, find the solution to the problem, and let's move forward as Nigeria.
What if you could learn to try
forward as Nigeria?
Well, yes, a lot of conversation about a return to regionalism, a practice from a couple decades, centuries ago. What is your take on, first of all, this discussion that's happening?
Well, basically, it's a discussion that we should have, we should welcome. It's a sign that we're trying to look for a solution to a myriad of problems, development problems, insecurity, economic problems. So it's a conversation that we expect to see our legislators have. I think I commend such a conversation. However, let me begin by saying that regionalism, original system of government, is a system we have tested before, we have tried before, and is a system of government that has its merits and demerits, just like federalism has its merit and demerits. In fact, at times, the proponents of regional system of government talk about regional system of government as if it solved all our problems when it was in play in Nigeria, but that's not the case. In fact, why we left the regional system of government is because we were trying to experiment with another system that would solve the problems that bedeviled the regional system of government. Now, one of the problems that I can remember vividly that bedeviled the regional system of government is the minority being marginalized, the minority not being carried along, the minority not participating in governance and in the government that is set up for them. So that is why we moved away from the regional system of government to a federal system of government, where it engenders more participation. From every nook and cranny we have, like in my state, my local government, just 2 local government, we have a House of Rep member, 5 local government, we have a senator. So it engenders the participation. You go to the State House of Assembly, my local government just has 1 member and all of that. But in regionalism, this participation is not this widespread. It is not this, everybody doesn't participate. This large number don't participate in regionalism. So we should get that straight. We should not be running away from one system to the other instead of trying to better the system that we have at the moment. This is the problem, to digress, that we have with even subsidy. Subsidy is a good thing, but they say it's beatable with corruption. So instead of dealing with the corruption, we're running away from subsidy itself. So federalism, we have federalism, it's a good thing. It is working in several other places, but we have our own unique problems with our federalism. And instead of dealing with those problems, we want to run away again from federalism to regionalism with its own problems. Now, why not we sit down together and look at the federal system of government that we practice and try to tinker it, tailor it, to give us the dividends of democracy, to solve problems, economic problems, security problems, and all of that. We don't need, for instance, to go back to regionalism before we can talk about fiscal federalism, before we can talk about resource control. In the US, their brand of federalism has settled and dealt with the issue of resource control and dealt with the issue of fiscal responsibility and fiscal federalism. But we don't want to deal with it. So the elephant in the room, for instance, is fiscal federalism. The elephant in the room is resource control. Deal with it. And we're talking about running back to regionalism. We tried for a few years, they will run back to federalism. So I don't think running back to regionalism is the solution. It's to sit down and talk about how to tweak, tinker, develop, position, equip our federalism to deliver the dividends of democracy. I think that's my take on that.
So if we talk about, tinkering with the current system, which is federalism, I'm wondering what sort of reforms you are proposing that will help us to actually achieve true federalism and make the system work for Nigeria.
Now, I already gave one example. Okay, I'll reiterate it and maybe make one or two other examples. Now, in 1979, when we adopted the presidential system of government and the federal system of government, and side by side, we had a model, and the model we copied from the United States of America. Now, federalism is actually dictated by the unique story, unique experiences of a particular state or nation state. We shouldn't or can't exactly have the same kind of presidential system or federal system like the US. There are other countries that practice federal system of government that have tinkered it to suit them. So, for instance, I spoke about the elephant in the room. In the US, there is resource control and fiscal federalism, where the state control their resources and make remittance to the federal government. But in our state, it's not like that. In our nation state, it's not like that. Every resource, every mineral resource, everything belongs to the federal government. So states have stopped being creative. They're not thinking out of the box anymore. They are now coming cap in hand to the federal government for handouts. So you see people running for governor who don't even have an economic plan. They don't even know what to do to position their states. But we don't even blame them, because why should they be having an economic plan when they don't even control the resources in their states to start with? So everything they're thinking about is how to, first of all, position yourself, win the election, position yourself to get handouts from the federal government. So let's start from there to say, okay, states in our federalism should control resources and make remittance to the federal government. What is stopping us from having state police? What is stopping us from having a unique system of jurisprudence where the states will even have state court of appeal and even state supreme court, where certain issues like customary issues, Sharia issues, will terminate at, maybe I start a matter at the area court in Kano, there should be maybe Sharia court of appeal, maybe they should have Kano State Supreme Court where such matters terminate. But do you know that matters that start from area court Kano gets to the Sharia court, court of appeal, then get to the court of appeal and come to Supreme Court in Abuja? Because we don't have judicial federalism, where states can have this system put in place to take care of their needs, economic needs, security needs, and financial needs. So these are the issues. I believe that if we are serious as a people, our legislators, the stakeholders, to sit down together and think at these aspects to suit our unique purpose and position our nation for productivity and success, not to run back to regionalism. So what exactly is regionalism going to give us that we can't tinker our federalism to give us? Can't we even cut down on, for instance, how expensive, or let me use the word luxurious, capital intensive governance is? We can cut down on it. We don't have to run down or run back to regionalism. So this is what I mean when I say we can tinker our federalism, position it to serve us better than it's presently doing.
Well said. And what would be the process of re-establishing regionalism, legally speaking, since that is your area of expertise?
Well, the thing is that we can quarrel with the 1999 Constitution all we want, but it's the grand norm now. Is the foundation. We exist. That is like our existence as a nation state or as a country is hinged on that constitution, imperfect as it is. So whether we are tinkering with our federal system, as I've suggested, or going back to regionalism, as some persons have proposed, it still boils down to a constitutional amendment. You have to amend the constitution, whether in piecemeal, holistically, but the process cannot exist outside the constitutional machinery of making law and amending laws. So it's not something that somebody's going to stitch together and just deliver to us. So our representatives in the National Assembly, in the State House of Assembly, the Constitution itself spells out how it should be amended. It spells out how the system of government will operate now. It's clearly spelled in the Constitution. So if you want to change the system of government, you want to change the structure of the country, you still have to go back, follow the laid down procedure of amending the Constitution, amend the relevant sections, and bring in either regionalism or any system of government that we agree on.
The need to revisit the Nigerian state, its foundations, its philosophy, its operations, its systems. It's not an agenda of anybody, any part of Nigeria. It's a Nigerian agenda. There's no Nigerian who knows how badly they run the country is being run that will oppose a holistic revision of the Nigerian state, foundations, philosophies, and operations. Whatever name you give it, and we don't need to fight over the name, so long as we do what the right thing is. And what the right thing is that we need to put Nigeria on the table and re-examine those things that represent limitations and address them as Nigerians, not as Northerners and Southerners, not as ethnic groups, not as Muslims or Christians, but as Nigerians, because everything that happens in this country affects everybody. Every advantage one part of the country gets creates a disadvantage somewhere else. So we're all victims of a country. And the point is that this is our country, nobody else's country. It's not the country of our ruling clique. It's not the country of those who are today in power. It's our country, it's the country of our children. And it's a country we want to improve and leave behind so that it can work better. This is the fundamental philosophy behind our support for a holistic revision. Where we have problems being understood is why we draw attention to some of the limitations behind this national need to address our country. And we've made the position clear. Whether we like it or not, we have almost reached an end of the country that needs salvation, seriously. First, we need to recognize the fact that we cannot reform, revisit, restructure Nigeria unless you have the consent and the participation and the inclusion of every part of this country. And you cannot do that if you keep presenting it as if it is only one part of the country that wants it and another country is resisting it. And when you do that, that part of the country that you identify as the villain just needs it.
Is finding love in your 40s and beyond part of your New Year's wish list?
That's the issue of what Nigeria is today. They may not all have the same issues, but we do have issues. So what is happening in this room today is historic. It should go down on record as one of the genuine efforts by citizens and leaders to say, how do we move from blaming each other, fighting with each other, quarreling over names and methods? How do we move into getting Nigeria revisited in a meaningful way? There are a number of things we have to focus. Under the current circumstances, we have ideas, we have suggestions, we have a lot of work. But how do we get it into the mainstream? The National Assembly has just revisited or looked at a few sections of the Constitution. The way we're going, none of those things.
Did you listen to that? Oh my God, this country is a lot of problems. I love what that man said though. This Hausa man, that is how it should be. You see, immediately he said that. Now you see, it be like say the whole house, the whole house were all against him. What are they? I mean, those people in that meeting, who are they? The Northerners. Even if other tribe are the majority of them are all from the north. Now, because he said that, and that is how it should be. That is the truth, and the whole house is against him for saying that. And that's how. It doesn't, this self-entitlement that it must be us, it must be from this region, it must be, it's not helping. It has not helped, it's not helping. It shouldn't be by this tribe. It should be by character, competent, by trust, somebody you can entrust this country in his hand. Somebody that has no record of, that has no a skeleton in his cupboard. Somebody that has no record of failure, record of money laundering, record of stolen billions of naira. Somebody with accountability, somebody you can count on, rely on. That is how it should be. And that person, you know, the problem is whenever somebody speaks like this, they will say because you are supporting one particular candidate. No, This one is gone beyond supporting one particular person. Do you understand? But look at it. Anytime they present all the candidates, they try to see who is a lesser evil among them. It was obvious. 2023 presidential elections. Is it not because of the bigger issue that they decided to give the president? Is it not the same president that is causing the same problem today that is spiking these actions? From people are not talking from left and right, just because somebody is a president and he's not meeting up with the targets, and he's not doing enough to saving the lives of the citizens that he's looking after. Rather, every time, everywhere, if he's not kidnapping, by chasing people away from their houses, from their farmlands, people cannot afford to go to their farm. A lot of that. Is it not because of that? People cannot feed themselves again. Everything is just so annoying. People just unnecessarily angry for no reason because of the situations, because of hunger, hardship in the country. All right. So when you look at them, whenever they present all the candidates, you look at the lesser evil among them. Not people that were there. You have their record. They antecedent what they're able to do. You see that these people are not sent. What gives you that assurance that if this person is truly going to work for the country? You just look at them. You say, okay, this one is sent among them. Do you understand? Now, this one saying regional issue. The problem is not to disintegrate, or it's not to regional system of government. It's not going to work. We should discuss the issues and focus on federal system of government. This federal system of government is not working. It's not working. One particular group feels self-entitlement that it must be done every time, and they are not giving orders. No, every region will be carried along, because oh God, a lot of things. Anyways, I just want you to see now is what do you think? What do you think? Because this issue of one Nigeria is not helping. Since it's not helping, let's try something different. Maybe this time around, regional system of government evolution, it might work, because one government is not working. This every time it must go to that region, it must go to that region, it must be. So that is it. It's not about trust, it's not about competence, it's not about character, it's about influence. Look at what that one is saying. That's what they want to use now, because they have the largest population, the landmass, they have it. They want to use that one now to judge. But give them the same power. They will not use that one to work for their country, to work. No. It's annoying. Anyways, what do you think? Please share this video.